Hello. Today I wanted to talk about my favorite author, Elif Shafak, and why you should read her books. Elif Shafak is a British-Turkish author who mainly writes literary and historical fiction. I was first introduced to her by an online friend in 2021, um, and I had never touched this genre she writes so well, so it was all very new to me. And I think it's my favorite genre of books now. What interests me the most about her is not only her absolutely gorgeous writing, but her meticulously and intrinsically crafted stories as well. These stories mainly revolve around the city of Istanbul. The stories are so gripping, and there are many, many plot twists. There will be characters you would never expect to do certain things, and they would do so, and there will be many plot points connecting to other plot points, and it makes you never want to leave the book alone. I read six books from her: The Bastard of Istanbul, The 40 Rules of Love, which is my favorite, 10 minutes 38 seconds in the Strange World, The Island of Missing Trees, Three Daughters of Eve, and The Architect's Apprentice. Even though these books are stories from people of different times in different situations, they have one thing in common, and that is this deep dive into the minds of the characters. I mean, this is to be expected in literary fiction, but her way of bringing the character stories to life is sort of different in a way. When you pick up her books, you should be prepared to be heavily attached to the main characters. It is because she gives a proper insight into their minds, their thoughts, which makes you care for them at a rather deeper level, and it is hard to leave them once you finish her books. It is also clear that a lot of research goes into her stories, especially the historical books. When I was reading The Architect's Apprentice, I was taken aback by how much she knew in terms of buildings in the 16th century, the sultans, the members of the royal court, the palaces, etc. A part of me also thought that since it was fiction, it was possible for many of these details to be made up, but it was only when I read the author's note and did some more digging did I realize that most of the characters in the book are real, and the buildings being made are real too. The way she has described the constructions of the buildings, the careful thinking that uh, went behind the designs, um, it makes it very clear that she has done her research on 16th century buildings in Istanbul, and also the great architect Sinan's work. She is also a very outspoken feminist and has time and again spoken about gender equality. She also talks about many philosophical topics. One of my favorite videos is her interview on the power of storytelling. All of this is very much reflected in her books as well. She especially covers the struggle of women in conservative environments. The last point that I would like to make is about the takeaway message. I personally love books that teach me something but are still not self-help because, in my opinion, self-help books are a little too direct with their advice. Novels, on the other hand, deliver messages in a way a grandma would to her grandkids, sweetly, warmly, and with stories. The lessons are weaved into the stories. Her books have many quotes from the characters and some excerpts which I would like to read. Nylon thought that one of the endless tragedies of human history was that pessimists were better at surviving than optimists, which means that logically speaking, humanity carried the genes of people who did not believe in humanity. I believe one reason why humans find it hard to understand plants is because, in order to connect with something other than themselves and genuinely care about it, they need to interact with the face, an animal that mirrors theirs as closely as possible. The more visible an animal's eyes, the more sympathy it will receive from humankind. Resentment is a cage. Talent is a captured bird. break the cage, let the bird take off and soar high. Architecture is a mirror that reflects the harmony and balance present in the universe. If you do not foster these qualities in your heart, you cannot build. Elephants were huge not only in size but also in heart. Unlike other animals, they comprehended death. They had rituals to celebrate the birth of a calf or to mourn the loss of a relative. Lions were fierce, tigers were regal, monkeys were smart, peacocks impressive, yet only an elephant could be all of those things at once. In that moment a strange calmness came over him. He was for the first time at peace with himself. He was part of everything and everything was part of him. So this was it, he thought. Center of the universe was neither in the east nor in the west. It was where one surrendered to love. Every true love and friendship is a story of unexpected transformation. If we are the same person before and after we loved, that means we haven't loved enough. Intellect and love are made of two different materials. Intellect ties people in knots and risks nothing, but love dissolves all tangles and risks everything. Intellect is always cautious and advises, beware too much ecstasy, where love says, oh, never mind, take the plunge. Intellect does not break down, whereas love can effortlessly reduce itself to rubble. But treasures are hidden amongst ruins. A broken heart hides treasure. A life without love is of no account. Love has no labels, no definitions. It is what it is, pure and simple. Love is the water of life, and a lover is a soul of fire. The universe turns differently when fire loves water. Thank you. And hopefully, I have convinced you to pick up one of her books today.